a G7 leader for 10 years through this time of tremendous challenges. I was Prime Minister of Canada, which is the largest democracy in the world, if you count only by geography. And you don't have to have followed Canadian politics to know what we went through in Canada, because we all went through versions of it. A global pandemic, climate disasters, an unpredictable United States, a disruptive China, economic upheaval, war in Ukraine, war in the Middle East. And on the domestic front, it'll also sound familiar, housing crisis, inflation.
Hey gang, what's up? Aaron here, Canadian Looney, just to wrap off a couple of interesting videos. Like we saw Trudeau coming back, that appearance in South Korea wasn't good for anybody. I knew that he was going to be getting back into the headlines. I felt it anyways. Let's take a look. After that, we're going to find out something else that we don't want to come back, that is going to be coming back into our lives. They've told us. Now we're going to break it out. Let's take a peek at these couple of videos. Pretty fun. All right, thanks for watching. Let's take a peek.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Start a rumor.
Rumors, yeah.
But I, because they said, you know, and there's an age difference, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, I don't need this visual in my head.
Yeah.
And so I'm so glad that this is what it is. So I guess the question is, do you care? What do you think?
I think it's great for her. He's sexy. He's got that little French accent, French Canadian. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? I love it for her.
So I totally agree. I met Justin Trudeau in 2019 in Ottawa when I worked for Pence. We were working on a trade agreement.
Does he look good in person?
I texted my husband, this is the second hottest Justin I've ever met. He's like 6'2", the bluest eyes, and then he starts speaking French, and I'm like, focus on the trade deal. He's very handsome.
This is a family thing, because, I mean, your friend Barbara Streisand dated his father, Pierre Trudeau.
Ooh, does Pierre look good too? Ooh,
No, Pierre.
no.
Barbara Streisand almost moved herself to Canada for
Did
Pierre
she?
Trudeau. So, but you know, it's
It's
like
in her book. She writes all about it.
She
We're
talks all
not
about
spreading
it.
the stuff. It's in her book.
That book is great.
Yeah.
But listen, if you want to like be seen, you go on top of the yacht. That's a big yacht. There were a lot of places they could have gone that they wouldn't be
That
seen.
yacht looks
It's like,
beautiful.
look at me, I'm making out, I am happy, and my butt looks good.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm surprised Katie's fans are like criticizing her at all. They need to do better, because if you're a fan
Who's
of like
criticizing her?
no, that
Apparently
was
the age gap.
Yeah, the age gap. What I'm saying is like
Did you
if,
miss that whole thing?
like
No
Beyonce's
one's listening to me today.
Beyonce's fans, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, you name it. You come for them even a little inch, and they defend anything that
Is
they
there a
do.
big age gap?
I don't
Yeah.
think there is.
It doesn't seem
I don't know.
old can
I'm
he
just
be?
reading what they told me.
Oh, it's okay, 40 and 53. That's not a big age.
That's not a big
No,
age.
that's totally
I'm actually
appropriate.
surprised that's how many years are between them.
Yeah, I would have thought, yeah.
Well,
I gotta tell you, Justin looks good.
Very.
So
They
does
both
Katie.
look great.
She
No,
looked
no, pero
beautiful.
Justin está bueno.
Yeah. I like it.
okay.
How many kids did you molest with Jeffrey Epstein?
More than just elbows.
If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people and put them at risk.
The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they're expressing do not represent the views of Canadians who have been there for concerns expressed by a few people gathered in Ottawa right now are not new, not surprising, are heard, but are a continuation of what we've unfortunately seen in disinformation and misinformation online, conspiracy theorists about microchips, about God knows what else that go with the tinfoil hats. Conservative Party members can stand with people who wave swastikas. They can stand with people who wave the Confederate. I will also be very clear when people are trying to push politics of fear and indeed intolerance. That's something that Canadians expect of me. That's something that I will always do. I have attended protests and rallies in the past when I agreed with the goals, when I supported the people expressing their concerns and their issues. Sure the people who choose not to get vaccinated don't get to get on a plane or a train, don't get to work in the public service, don't get to, by working with the provinces on vaccine certifications and mandates, don't get to go to movie theaters or gyms or restaurants.
I think it is extraordinary that Mark Carney has become the Prime Minister of Canada. He did a terrible job in Britain.
Oh, yeah. And then there's the transformative, if I might use that word, experience that we've all had now in year 5 of COVID. So the thought that we won't have another pandemic, I think, is naive at best and just not completely unrealistic at worst. So to rephrase your question, I'm convinced that there will be another pandemic, and that's the reason why we have to be perpetually prepared to prevent the terrible impact of a pandemic.
Let's be honest about this, folks. In a lot of ways, we've already won. And again, it's a little bit awkward because we are both achieving major victories, but those victories are inspiring this massive backlash. So things seem like they're getting worse in some ways, but it's all in response to how in reality things are kind of getting better. I was talking to my wife about this yesterday, and she was listening to somebody. She watches a lot of like the homesteading YouTube people, and she's like, yeah, I was listening to this person. They kept talking about like Agenda 2030. Like, you're familiar with that? And I'm like, am I familiar with Agenda 2030? And she's like, yeah, like, so what's the, I'm like, you don't need to worry about that. We defeated it. She's like, what, you mean you? And I'm like, actually, yeah, kind of actually, yes, me. Actually, yes, I defeated Agenda 2030. Alex Jones defeated Agenda 2030. We actually did. And when you think about all of their plans and how all of them, one by one, are falling to the wayside, and instead of bringing about the New World Order prison planet they've designed, they've all been made into vulnerabilities, into chinks in their armor that are now being exploited and dug into. And if you just think about, even in the last month or so, the number of amazing victories that we've had, but expand it out. And by the way, remember, and I have a video here from Anthony Fauci saying another pandemic is on its way. It's a certainty. And one of the things he says we're in year 5 of COVID. We're in year 5 of COVID. Like, do you understand that they intended for COVID to be that thing? COVID was supposed to be the thing that enslaved all of us forever. Okay? It's because of Donald Trump and because of your friends at InfoWars exposing the reality about this before they could even, get it done. Before they'd even announced COVID to America, we were out there reporting to you, not only does COVID exist, they're going to use it to bring in mandatory vaccines. The mandatory vaccines will be the death shot. Like, we knew it all before anybody else even knew about COVID. Because we exposed this, because there were so many people in America and really around the world who immediately were suspicious of all of this, their plan has largely collapsed. And so, yes, now they're desperately trying to implement sort of the final steps of that program, but I think it's too little too late. And I think there's enough people rising up against things like digital ID, the absurdity of them trying to pitch digital ID as a solution to migration while they simultaneously let in thousands and thousands of migrant boats. I mean, it's completely absurd. RFK Jr. is going after vaccines like a madman. I mean, he's like an axe murderer on the loose when it comes to the lies of big pharma and vaccines and autism and where all of this stuff comes from. I mean, for the first time in my life, it really feels like the tide has turned. Not just a splash of, oh my gosh, this was unexpected. Donald Trump got elected in 2016. Wow, things are crazy. But that wasn't the sea change. That wasn't the huge, slow, but purposeful movement of the entire world away from the Agenda 2030, which they already had to change from Agenda 21 to Agenda 2030. These are years, right? So they expected us to be in this 4 years ago. And they're like, well, okay, maybe 5 years from now, maybe 2030, we'll get this done. We have exposed them to a degree that they are not able to recover from. and they're desperately trying to institute digital ID and facial recognition, and you have to have permission to get on the internet. That's all in response to the fact that these tools that we forged have brought them to their knees and have exposed everything that they're doing. And the world is waking up, whether they like it or not.
Look inside yourself, Rosemary.
Vietnam has closed 86 million bank accounts. They have frozen them, seized the assets, but they've closed the accounts. And that's 43% of all the accounts. There's around 200 million in Vietnam. Really? And the quote that they give is, prevent fraud and cybercrime. It's always in your best interest, except when it isn't. Can you imagine that number, 86 million, how many millions of people and families that have actually gone into serious trouble because they cannot access their account, either because they refused or couldn't give, the digital ID. That's what they wanted. You had to register a digital ID with biometric data. Give more of your privacy away without your choice. And if you don't do it, we'll take your money, whether you like it or not. And the Canadian government has already shown us how to do this, because they closed the accounts of the truckers because of a peaceful protest. How the people that authorise that are not in jail serving long sentences, well, is anybody's guess. But the serious point here is, it's coming here. They're pushing for digital IDs. And what's going to be the pushback? When is it going to stop? We had it during COVID. Oh, just get one vaccination and you'll be fine. And then they took away your permissions after you got your vaccine and said, no, actually you need another one, and then another one. The point is, these type of people, they keep on taking more and more. The more we give away our freedom, our power, the more they'll take. We are on the edge of a cliff. We don't actually act now and start saying enough is enough. Whether we have to form a brand new government, whatever it is we have to do, or just stop using cards, we have to show that we are not going to allow this or accept this. Because we all stopped going to work, or we all stopped using our cards, they'd pretty much listen to us rather quickly. And that's a choice we still have at the moment. If cash disappears, that choice is gone forever. And I wouldn't like to think of the world where we are controlled, where we can drive, where we can fly, what food we can eat, and the bank can choose whether to let you make that purchase or not. That's a dangerous road. And it really is quite scary, because just think of COVID during those times, you would be in deep trouble. You either get whatever the government's pushing, whether it's that, whether it's something else, whether it's a digital ID, or you pay the price. This isn't a democracy. This isn't freedom, and we should resist it as much as we can by choosing. Always choose an option that keeps our freedom alive. And at the moment, cash is the one thing that we still have a choice with. Think about it. Otherwise, where are we going to end up? I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your opinions. This is scary Orwellian stuff that if we don't do something about it, it is going to be too late. Pull ourselves back from this cliff before we do go over. Thanks for watching.
All right, gang, we'll wrap it up right there. Aaron, Canadian Looney, thank you for watching this video. Canadian federal politics is off the charts. Is there another pandemic coming? Like, if I never saw Anthony Fauci again, it would be too soon. Enough of that loser liar. What an animal that monster is. We'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching this one. We'll catch you on the flip side.